Hello guys, Mason back again with yet another video for you guys. In this video, I have a Craigslist pickup of 5 handheld consoles and they listed 19 games. I'll put some screenshots of the original listing here for you guys. So as you guys could see from the listing, 130 bucks. I did manage to get them down 10. Not that that makes a huge difference, but they actually threw another console in on top of it for free. I think this is a DS Lite, and this is literally the bag they gave it to me in. I sorted through it briefly, but I wanted to do all of this on camera for you guys. I've never done this before. I don't have really any experience with any handheld except for a Nintendo SP. And again, as you saw from the listing, we managed to grab another Pearl Blue. I already have a Pearl Blue. I'm not sure if all of these work. We're going to go through all of this literally right here on camera for you guys to get my reaction to everything and just to see everything I picked up along the way. I thought I did a good job. 120 bucks for the 5 handhelds at the end and the 19 games, which I do believe we do have 19 games, 15 regular games and 4 DS games. I suppose I'll have to open this up and see which one this is. It just says Nintendo DS on the case, so I suppose that's probably it. But as you saw from the pictures, some things are busted up, some things don't look too great. I know already that not everything's in perfect shape. Just from the smell, smells like cigarettes and some bad things I can't say or I'll get demonetized, but we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. So we have this pink, I believe DS Lite. Trying to turn it on. There we go, it does cut on, nice. That's sweet. All right, where's the volume rocker? Okay, down here at the bottom. But I don't... Oh, it is working, okay. Oh, and wait. Oh, there's already a game loaded in it. Oh, they have like a cartridge blocker. That's what this is. This is where you put the games. Okay, that makes total sense. I thought this took like the little tiny square, like skinny SD card sized like games, but I guess that is the Nintendo DS. All right, so this is the light. It works. It's a pink one. All the buttons feel good. Alright, there we go. Thankfully it does have sound. Maybe I heard that sound the first time I turned it on, but I just wanted to double check. The volume rocker does work. I just noticed, I think, the one and only thing that we are missing. And it has a bigger spot on the back, so maybe this does this take like 2 different types of games, dude? I don't know, you guys are going to totally roast me by the end of this video anyways, because I don't really know what I'm doing with any of this stuff I purchased, so ultimately you'll let me know if this was a good deal or not. But the thing it's missing is the little pin thingy-mabob, like the little touchscreen pin. I think you can do it with your fingers, so really, I guess it technically doesn't matter, and I'm sure these things are like a dime a dozen. Oop. I don't know what I did, but I'm sure I could pick one up no problem from like China to match this. Even if it doesn't match, I could resell this like super easy. I'll put the prices up as well for what everything is worth, like in the varying conditions that it's in. So there we have it, one pink Nintendo DS Lite, missing nothing but the touchscreen pin thing. So we'll have to grab that. Stylus, that is the name of what that thing is. Next up, if we reach into our Walmart bag of nicotine flavored goodies, I mean guys, literally, stuff smells awful, like they just buried it in nicotine. There's a few problems I'll go over throughout this video with these things. I'll go ahead and tell you one of them now because I'm seeing it right here as I speak. They had kids, and these belonged to their kids. That's why there are a variety of colors and games. And almost every single thing I looked at when I did a quick inspection had like Sharpie marker or something all over it because one of them like wrote their name or something on it. And so I'm gonna have to get some like Goo Gone or some sort of like magic eraser that I can use on electronics to wipe the stuff down and clean it. I'm not really sure what will work. Like I said, I don't know anything about like handhelds or taking care of them or fixing them, but I'm gonna do my best. This will probably be a 2-part video. I have a bunch of accessories and stuff on the way to fit everything because none of these came with chargers. That's like the one hiccup, and I'm discovering more as we go. I didn't know the stylus wasn't there either. Still would have taken the deal either way, but here we go. We have a Pearl Blue Nintendo SP looks in pretty darn good shape. This is really what made the bundle for me. This is like the only reason I would have bought everything else. These sell for a fair bit. This has the newer screen as well. It works, sound is good, all the buttons feel right. I know like the one major problem with these old Nintendo SPs is that the hinges go pretty bad, like really quickly, especially if kids are beating on them and slamming them and stuff. But the hinges feel great on this. Shoulder buttons are good. No cracks or anything on the screen. Like I said, really the only hiccup with this is that there's stuff drawn on it, and I'm sure there's an easy way to get that off. So one pearl blue Nintendo SP, I already have one of these, so it's cool to have a second one. These sell very easily. You may have noticed as the video goes on that it's getting darker over here, and I'm sorry about that. It's becoming night outside as I speak and record this video, and my only good lighting is back behind me. And you're probably thinking, well, why don't you do the video over there? Well, my computer and everything's over here, so I'm sorry. I need to get some like ring lights or studio lights I can put up on the wall or something over here. It would make a huge difference. Subscribe so I can get some studio lights. But I don't want to burn you guys out on Nintendo stuff, so next up we got a Sony PSP, and I don't know what like generation it is or what edition, 1000, 2000, or 3000. I think those are the only ones. It is kind of chubby on the back. Like, I don't really know how to identify these things. Maybe you guys can help me out. Did come with this cool little strap. I'm probably going to throw it away in the garbage or burn it because everything smells awful, like baby throw up and nicotine. It also came with a case. This is actually like a branded, like nice sleeve for a PSP. So I'll probably wash this. But here is one of the several hiccups I was mentioning earlier. This doesn't cut on. Alright, I bought it willingly, knowing that this doesn't cut on. All the buttons feel good. Alright, screen's good. The volume rocker slides. Everything seems to work. It even came with a game. So I guess it's 20 games. I don't know if they realized there was one in here. I'll set this aside for later. I love how PSPs use these though. I think their little UMD like optical medias are so cool. But the tray works. Nothing really seems wrong with this one. The charger port looks good. I know the pins on the inside of these things can break, and you know, maybe the battery went out. You know what, I didn't check, but I hope there's an SD card, like a memory thing in here. I know they take those. Or the battery. Oh my gosh, I didn't check either one. Oh, here we go. Alright, so it looks like we have a battery to start with. That's good. I know these swell up, so I'm kind of curious. Man, everything smells like tobacco. What the hell? It seems to be fine. It doesn't look like it's bulging or anything. I know I've seen videos of people who check it to see if there's any like weird cracks or bulges or bends in it, but this thing seems to be totally okay. All the contacts look good too. Nothing looks corroded or like bad. You guys aren't really going to be able to see anything again because of my terrible lighting, so sorry about that, but everything seems to be checking out good so far, so I think it may literally just be dead. And the lady who I talked to about getting this, she ended up sending her husband, so that was kind of a big ordeal for me to be talking to a woman the whole time and then show up with a giant, muscular, bald, tattooed guy holding a bag full of video games, so that was cool. Alright, next we need to check for the memory card, which we do have one. Alright, sweet. We have a 32 megabyte. This must be an old one then. I feel like they get into like the gigs. Do they have gig sized like memory cards for this? 32 megs seems like kind of low, but it's an official Sony memory card, so that's nice. I do believe those are kind of pricey for this, to have to get like new batteries and stuff. So if all I need is a charger to get this thing up and going again, that's awesome, because I have one on the way and the chargers are super cheap. Like I said, I'll probably have to do a second part where I will lay out everything, show you guys what I've cleaned up, what I've fixed. Now, as for what I'll need fixed, by the end of this video, hopefully it'll just be two things. You'll see them here in just a moment. But as for cleaning, I didn't really show you the best example earlier. Maybe you can see this, probably not. I'm trying to catch the glare. but there's Sharpie marker. Somebody wrote their name on both sides of the grips of this PSP, and they're on like every game. It doesn't show very well on that Nintendo SP, but it's there. There's little grimy bits of like Sharpie marker and stuff all over everything. At least I hope it's a Sharpie marker, but there are definitely like names and dates and stuff written all over everything in this bag. So as for cleaning, I'm gonna have to wipe off basically everything, and some of the stuff is just straight up dirty, so that will be on the list. But we're gonna move on here, and I'll show you guys what I mean by what I need to fix. So I have 2 consoles left, and of course all of the games, which we'll do at the end. That's gonna be the really fun part, is figuring out what they're all worth and stuff. But next up, we have this disgusting Game Boy Advance, which I thought for a few moments was completely fake, because compared to all of other Nintendo's handhelds, like the SP for example, this is extremely light. And I looked it up, I'll be honest, I cheated a little bit. I looked it up when I got home just to make sure I didn't get cheated myself. This thing weighs like 4.5 ounces or something like that, so I would say this probably feels about right. However, it's missing the back piece, which I didn't know either. It had this thing on there. I wasn't very thorough. First time I've ever done like a real Craigslist meetup or whatever. Had this gross back piece on there, which is just one of the accessories it came with. I'm going to try and wipe it down and keep it. It stinks and it needs to be wiped down for sure. I don't know if it's worth anything. I know there are a billion third-party accessories for handhelds. So I'll put some batteries in this thing real quick, which seems to be the way it works. I don't know if it works via plug-in, but it's got holes and stuff on it, so I don't know. And like a volume rocker and everything, and like what looks like a headphone jack. And I don't know what this this button, I guess, is the power button. Okay, yeah, so let me go grab some batteries and throw in this real quick. It seems legit. It's got all of the right Game Boy stuff on there and like the right barcode and tags and everything. So I think it's real. Let me put some batteries in it. Let's just see if these do the trick. All right. That's not good. I know I put them in the right way. The contacts, I will go ahead and say, do feel a little bit dingy. Like there's some dirt or something down in there. I can't even get the batteries out now. But let me just show you guys what I'm working with here. So those are the contacts. And I know how to put batteries in, but I do think these are like a little bit dirty. They don't feel all that good. I mean, they look kind of okay, but I don't know. If it's not the contacts, which I do know how to clean, I can take apart anything and clean the contacts. I mean, that's pretty basic in the electronics world, but if it goes deeper than that, I may have to spend a little bit of money and a lot of time breaking this thing down to fix it. But I looked it up, like I said, cheated a little bit. This may, I don't know, may or may not be one of the newer ones. I'm not totally sure because I'm not good with screens. If it's one of the newer ones, totally worth it. Even if I can get this fixed for like 20 or 30 extra bucks. For whatever reason, these are like the most expensive Nintendo handhelds, or one of the most expensive, I should say. The pockets are pretty pricey as well, but new, like refurbished Game Boy Advances are like 150 bucks consistently on eBay and stuff. So this will be an easy sell. I'm just going to start with cleaning it, and I ordered a back door, like a panel to put on here, a white one, just to match this. So I'll at least have that much done. I could sell it for parts or something and someone would buy it. I'm sure it's an easy fix, but I'll break this down and take a look at that in the second video where I fix everything, like I said. And if you've never seen this thing on there, because I sure haven't, it's actually pretty neat. It gives you some like extra grip and like an old school belt clip. I don't know why that's on there, but the grippy things are definitely neat. These handhelds are pretty sweet. If I can get this thing working, I'm happy to own it. And finally, we have the Big Mother, which I think is just a regular Nintendo DS, like I said early on. Does come with this sweet case. So the case may be worth something. Of course, it stinks, so I'll probably have to wash it. But, and this is a... Does it just sit in here? Okay, yeah, so it's not going to fall out, and it is just a Nintendo DS, like the first one, because they're the giant bulky ones. I do know that much. This thing, ugh, it just feels bad to hear it clack together like that. The hinges on this thing are messed up like something serious. Like, Okay, so I can hold it like this. It won't fall off, but one of the hinges are snapped. I don't know how easy or hard of a fix that is. The ring, if you can see this, let me angle it a little bit better. My camera is kind of doing weird things and it sucks. The ring on the plastic bit here where the screw and stuff loops through to connect to the hinge itself has snapped. So it's not just a matter of like getting a new screw or whatever and reconnecting this like that. The entire plastic thing that it runs through is now broken and it will never be the same again. So I will have to like get a new set of hinges or something. It's actually snapped on both sides. So the only reason this is holding together is because of the connection of like the wires and stuff in the middle holding it together. But it is a Nintendogs. I don't know if it's a skin or if like this is how they came out, but it is a Nintendogs, maybe a limited edition or special edition DS. So probably worth nothing. This is the one major thing in the bundle that I knew I was going to tank on and probably lose. And there's a game in this one too, I think. I didn't really check this one out because I was just aware ahead of time that it was going to be a bust from the pictures and stuff. But I mean, the screens look good. Let me see if it cuts on. I have never had a DS, and I think this one plays two different types of games too, so that's actually kind of cool. Oh, the power button and like the start and select buttons are all on the inside, but this is not powering it on, and I've clicked like every button there is to click on here, so I assume this is dead. I don't think the people I bought this from were nice, genuine people. I don't think they would have gone to the extent of like taking batteries and stuff out. So I'm going to assume the battery's in here just like it was with the PSP, even though it was dead. So I'm assuming it's just dead. I don't know if that connection can kill this thing or not. But I'll save this for the second part of the video, or between videos, like while I'm off camera. I'll work on this thing and then just bring it back in the second video and show you guys what I've managed to do with it. Or I may sell it for parts and just let you know whether or not I profited off of this or not. I'm sure someone on eBay would still buy this thing to fix it. People love to do that stuff. I would love to do it myself, but learning how to fix hinges and screens and batteries and all that are all totally different things. I don't know a whole lot, so we'll just have to see. But this thing is totally dead, it looks like. Otherwise, it looks fine. It smells funky. I think you can peel these off. I don't know if this is like an edition that came out normally. I mean, you guys could let me know, but totally dead, so it's kind of a bust on that one. Came with a cool case. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be worth it either. The plastic insert, you just can't see anything right now. My white balance isn't working properly, but this plastic insert is just all bent up and raggedy. I may be able to get something for it off of Craigslist or something, but I'm not going to bother listing it. And then they filled the pocket up here at the bottom of it full of games. I'm trying to show more on screen for you guys. I haven't been doing a very good job, but this is the console that has like the little SD card looking type games. So we'll add that to the pile here. I think that is it. Yep, this case is empty. And now we can move on to the games. I'm gonna lay everything out for you guys and switch to my phone real quick. All right, so here we go. Finally at the good part. So I organized these in a certain way, and we'll get to that in just a second, but this was at the bottom of the bag. It's just a Game Boy Color accessory, I believe. Doesn't fit the SP. It just makes the buttons bigger, and there are a million of these, like I said earlier in the video, a ton of just random accessories to try and make the handhelds better, but you could probably get that for $2 from China or something, so I'm not even worried about it. Just thought that maybe you guys would want to see it. But starting from the left over here, we have Ape Escape for the PSP, came in the console. I don't even think they know they sold that to me because there are 22 games here. The listing said 19. We have 4 DS games. These are the only 2 that seem like they will be worth it to me. Sorry about the shadows, guys. I really need lights. But the Zack and Cody game specifically, I think, is awesome and may be worth a fair bit. I don't know. Dig Dug, I grew up with that as well. So I think those 2 will be worth, I don't know, at least $5 a piece. These 2 are probably trash. I'm sorry, I'm looking through a camera and everything's a little distorted. As for the 7 good Game Boy Advance games, is that what those are? Which ones are which? I don't know. As for the smaller Game Boy games, we have 7 good ones that I picked out. These other 4 are really trash. Texas Hold'em and The Sims and stuff. These are games I don't know anything about, never played them. But as for all of the Yu-Gi-Ohs and stuff, and the Kirby and Spyro, I would imagine all of those are like $5 to $10 a piece, maybe more. So hopefully I'll do well. I'll probably keep the Spyro, and just I need to go through and make sure that all of these work. But they don't seem to be fake. None of them seem to have any issues with them. And as for the bigger Nintendo games, we have Pokemon Blue. I've never played any Pokemon games on Nintendo handhelds, believe it or not. It's a crazy thing to say, I know. We have the special edition, the special yellow Pikachu edition, so I guess it's just Pokemon Pikachu. I think that's what they call it. We have a Kirby game, Tilt and Tumble, so that's pretty sweet. I've never even heard of that, but I like the translucent, or like transparent, like atomic pink or purple, whatever they call that color. Nintendo makes a lot of that stuff. I love the cartridge for that. But we also have a SpongeBob game, which I've never played this one, so I'm not too sure about that. But we have 2 more. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous to me. We literally have 2 Powerpuff Girls games, which I didn't even know existed for like Game Boys, but that just shows you how much I'm not involved with them. I've been looking at lists of games since I picked this up, and there are so many titles from movies, TV shows, comics. You would be surprised. They spit out so many games for these, or used to. I'm pretty sure they don't make games for any of these old handhelds anymore, but you guys could correct me on anything in this video in the comments. I'm sure I was wrong about all sorts of stuff, but guys, that is it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I think I got a pretty decent haul for 120 bucks. Obviously, it would have been an absolute steal if I got it for like 50 or 75. That would have been fantastic, and I would have been freaking out, but I think for 120 it wasn't too bad, and I should be able to make out okay. I'll definitely make my money back, I think. But again, I'll be doing a part 2, guys. I'll come back, I'll let you know some stats on the situation, what things I've sold, the things I've cleaned and fixed, just what I've done. I know I said that about the GameStop video too, and I still have to make a second GameStop video about picking up vintage software, old games from them. I'll be doing that soon as well. I have it in the editing phase right now. Thank you so much, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to rate and share it and subscribe for more. Peace.